I think it's Thursday. Happy 4th of July. That was on a Tuesday. Happy Independence Day to America. I am tired. I got a little girl with a potential earache, which I think is now an ear infection. Kept us up last night. Thank God for grandmas because grandma's going to take her to urgent care when they open. Tired, guys. But I need to do another episode where I do some research, but they actually making me work for my money, and I really don't have time to do the research. Anywho, my Maxi Climber came. It's supposed to be easy on your joints and stuff, but it hurts my knees. I've done it 4 times already. I set a goal for 15 minutes. The longest I've done it is 8. I cannot get past, and that was the first time with a lot of stopping and figuring out how to do it. So I don't think it was really 8 minutes, but 7 minutes. I could only do 7 minutes. I have to then get on the bike to bring my heart rate down because I can't even bring my heart rate down on that machine going super slow, because the slower you go, the more of a step motion, like a step machine it is. And that, that is a workout. So I got to get on the bike to bring my heart rate down so I don't die. But I like it. It is a full body workout down to your core, your arms, your legs, your butt. And it is what it say it is. My issue with working out was time. And I can get a full workout, like if I did 45 minutes on that bike in 8 minutes on the machine and 10 minutes to cool down. So 18 minutes. And then I do like a 2-minute stretching after. I haven't been doing the stretching and I've been feeling it. So I need to go back to doing the stretching after I finish, because now my knees and my joints are hurting because I'm not doing the stretching after. So, if you've been under a rock, the Supreme Court has been busy. There's been 3 of them who are voting to keep stuff, and the rest of them are voting to repeal stuff. And you could guess, Clarence Thomas, that comedian made that joke in that White House about how he was being paid off, and he is definitely cashing in. Paying back all the favors he got from billionaires. So he's definitely Django. He is Steven from Django. He is working for people, and the other ones, Trump put in. So they repeal the affirmative action in these colleges, and in a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful countersuit that happens. So they repeal the affirmative action, and there have been a lot of people talking about how they went to Harvard, including Clarence Thomas, based on this affirmative action stuff and yada, 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 because one journalist said that the small town she was recruited to go to Harvard. They came to her. She wasn't even thinking about going to Harvard. She would have never went to Harvard if they didn't recruit her. And they didn't recruit her because she was black. She was top of the line. So they're not just recruiting any old minorities. These are above and beyond qualified, good grades, good mark, good SAT score students that would never even think about going to a Harvard or a Yale or what have you. It's like when sports people, these colleges go to these whole buck towns to get these Friday Night Light kids to go play football or baseball or whatever at Villanova and shit like that. So same thing. But anyway, the Supreme Court took that away, and there's this not-for-profit in Boston. Is that where Harvard is? Whatever state Harvard is in, they have, because I think Yale is Connecticut, right? And Harvard is Massachusetts. Anywho, They're a non-for-profit for Black and Latino students, and they are suing Harvard based on legacy because it's funny that, these suits that challenged affirmative action, especially the one that came from, and y'all be calling them our brothers and sisters, but they are not. They try to assimilate with whites. The Asian students that attacked affirmative action saying that a Black student took his spot. No, 70% of Harvard admissions are white and of legacy or donors. So you're going to school with people whose great, great, great grand somebody's name is on the library or dorm. Not the little bit of affirmative action. So no, Asian student, that Black kid didn't take your seat. That legacy C student took your seat. And they said the majority, and some of them, most of them, or a good percent of them, of the legacy students, would not even be qualified to even have their application even looked at Harvard in the first place. So, legacy. So anyway, this not-for-profit is suing with the legacy because what kept the legacy alive and the defendants of the legacy was the affirmative action. Oh, well, if y'all going to have affirmative action, then, the antithesis is the legacy. Well, the affirmative action is gone. Therefore, the legacy must be gone. I love it. I love it. Even if it goes nowhere because, it's not. It's not. They're not going to repeal legacy because Harvard banks its money on donations and stuff like that, and people leaving shit in their will and shit like that, and those are the rich. So anyway, I love it. It sue them. I love it. It's a big political statement, and I love that. Even if I'm a realist, it's probably not going to go anywhere. It's bringing light. Oh, a lot of people didn't know about the legacy. They knew about the affirmative action. They didn't know about legacy. And Harvard isn't the only school that does legacy, but 70% of their admissions is legacy or donors. That's a lot. That's a fucking lot. So, you got into Harvard, it's prestigious Harvard. Well, most of y'all got in because your father went there, your mother went there, your grandparents, whatever. You didn't get in on your own merit. So anywho, I'd rather my doctor be a AAA plus student at an HBCU than a C student at Harvard any day. But I digress. So that's it. Another thing that was taken away, and a lot of people called it when they took away Roe v. Wade and took away these rights of the women, y'all thought they was over. Oh no. They trying to Handmaid's Tale this motherfucker. And they come in for everybody. They come in for the gays because now you can't discriminate against religion, but you could use religion to discriminate. Okay. I hope you gays start using your religion, your queerism religion. Go get a church, go get a 501c3 or whatever, and have the Church of the Gays, and y'all discriminate against these super Christians and these super religious people. Go do that. Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't. A Bible bumper? No, that's against my religion. I can't give you service. And trust me, fashion, food, fashion, food, everything, entertainment. You'll be surprised what the gays got their little pinkies in, okay? Start discriminating about that shit. I put up a funny meme like, oh, now the gays should start discriminating against these Bible thumpers with the makeup. And somebody said, I thought they was already doing that. You see what they look like? Toe up from the flow up. But anywho, that was the next thing. And now it's the affirmative action in colleges. But I put up a post before, let that be that problem. Everybody, white, black, everybody, send your kids to a historically black college. You don't have to be black to go to a historically black college. Have you not seen Drumline? It was a white boy on the drums, on whatever that instrument is. You don't have to be black to go to a HBCU. Everybody starts sending it there. See how quick. And then my mother was like, well, it doesn't have the prestige and they won't get hired and yada, yada, yada. Change the fucking narrative. Harvard is Harvard based on reputation, not because the education is better. 2 + 2 = 4 every fucking where. Harvard HBCU, City University of New York, State University of New York. 2 plus 2 equals 4 every fucking where. If you take away the people, the kids, the money from these discriminatory colleges who don't have their admissions look like the United States of Benetton, then send all of the 18-year-olds to historically black colleges. Now, everybody says they don't have the dorms, they don't have, yes, because they don't have the numbers. You start sending them there with your student loans and your money and stuff and see how quick they expand. And there's hundreds of them. Send them there. White, black, Asian, send your kids there. Send your kids there and see what happens. See how Harvard would be dust. And then these jobs will be trying to check for the kids that come out of HBCUs. Change it. The education is not any better at Harvard. It's the prestige. And that's the problem. We worship names and labels. We're consumers. I get it. We worship that shit. We worship the labels. You know, my mother-in-law for a long time, solely name brand. Don't worry about the price or the quality, was name brand. Because we equate the name with being better. Maybe in the 1950s that was a thing, but not so much now. No, it's not. The only thing that I am brand loyal to is a fucking Q-tip. I've tried. Lord knows I've tried to use a cotton swab that wasn't Q-tip brand. Nothing compares. I don't know if they got the patent or whatever to it, but nothing else is the same. That is the only thing I will buy name brand. And consequently, some of the no-name brand stuff or the off-brand stuff is better. All these Frosted Flakes, way better than name brand Frosted Flakes. Hands down facts. Way better. Try it. Go to Aldi's and go get that fucking Frosted Flakes. Way better than regular than Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. So sometimes it's better. Like my generic baby formula that I use for my kids, better quality ingredients than Enfamil and Similac. From the generics, half the price. So that's how we are with colleges too. Like I was that girl. I was finding a doctor. I'm reading your dossier. Like my son's doctor. Now, certain things, yes. Certain things, 2 plus 2 can be different. And I think medical research is one of them. Because the more money you have in the school, the better your access to new technology and ideas and visiting professors and all that. So when it comes to medicine, yes, I do look for that. But I'm looking for John Hopkins and all of that shit. It depends on the ailment. Like, yes, I will go to an allergist that went to Brooklyn College. Facts. But certain things, like if I see a John Hopkins, I'm fucking with you. Because you wanted to be a doctor. You wanted to be a doctor from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So, but an accountant, nah, nigga. 2 plus 2 equals 4 at Morris State, and at Harvard. Accounting, come on. A teacher, no. You don't need to fucking go to Harvard to be an accountant and to be a teacher. IT, technology is free, baby. All that shit. Anybody could be a fucking IT professional with YouTube and Google. You can learn code off of YouTube. There's tons of people who give out that information for free. So it don't matter what college you go to for certain professions. Doesn't matter. But yes, if we start sending people to these schools, then we could have a historically black college comparable and have the access and the money and the technology as a John Hopkins. We have to change that. You want to take away affirmative action? Go ahead. We have created systems that we used before the affirmative action, which is not that old. We have done this before. And I've heard people, political people and activists say that desegregation of schools was the worst thing that ever happened to black people, and I agree. I agree. The amount of IEPs and how many black and brown students have behavioral issues that were diagnosed with intellectual disabilities when throwing them in special ed because they're more money is egregious. You know, I was fortunate enough to have black teachers, but I know black people living in my city who has never had a black teacher. They're white, Jewish, and female or male when you go to high school. Did not have a black teacher. Because we didn't go to schools that were at the gutter low where the black teachers were. I commuted to go to my middle school and high school. So, because I didn't want to go to high school in my hood with all the hood kids that lived in my building. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be away from them. So, although there were tons of black students, we didn't have black representation. I met my first black principal in my late 20s, early 30s. Never seen a black principal. Never met a black principal, ever. So, yeah, send the kids to HBCUs. They repeal that. I'm glad there's a statement out there to have to shine a light that the majority of Harvard admissions is legacy and or donations. Large. We're talking millions of dollars. We ain't talking about a little 20,000. We're talking millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. You get it. So I'm glad that they did that, just to shine a light on the hypocrisy of it all. And if my kids want to go to college, now I'm not forcing college on them. I would like for them to go, even if it's just to teach them how to learn and how to analyze. I don't agree with what my husband did and to pay tens of thousands of dollars to go to college. But if they want to, go to college and when they're not going to be drowning in debt, then so be it. But if they want to go to college, I hope they will choose a historically black college. Even though I don't want them to go away. But if they don't, a city university, a state university. If it's going to be private, I would want it to be historically black. If not, then they could go to a public university if they want to go to college. But I'm not in agreement of pushing college on children. I am in agreement of pushing something on them, either or. You're not finna just not do nothing. You either go to trade and get a trade, go to trade school, or you go to college. But that's not my decision to make. I would love for them to, if I could have my way, if they ask me my opinion, I would love for them to go to a city or state university just so you learn how to think. Because I don't think at 18 you should be ready to start a career. You're still a child. Get that 4 years, find yourself, find what you like, find how you like your eggs, do all that shit, get into some trouble, but don't document it. Do some hood rat shit things with your friends, make it out alive. And then if you can't find sustainable employment, then go get a trade. Go be a plumber, go be an electrician, go be whatever. So anyway, what's your advice? What you want your kids to do? All right, bye.